Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Today I want to talk to you about some ways, some tips on helping to make the holidays, the Christmas holidays, stress-free and just to have it flow a little bit better and have more time for your family come December. I have been implementing this way for a while now, for a few years now, and it has worked pretty well for me. So let's get started. Most important, start early. Don't wait for last minute. Start thinking about this early. Everything from, arrangements to gifts and everything to do with the Christmas holidays. What I like to do is visualize. I like to visualize how I want Christmas or the December to be for me, to run for me, what I would like, and I start working backwards from there. So start early, decide on a budget. That's very important for all of Christmas. Now you can decide on each thing separately. You can have a budget for gifts, and then a budget for decor, and then a budget for baking, holiday treats, and that kind of stuff. A budget for outfits. You can do it separately if you like, or you can lump it together and say, this is the amount that I have to spend for Christmas. That's it, and then start divvying it up afterwards. So it's up to you how you want to budget, how you handle that, but just start early and make sure you know what you're doing. That way you're not overspending, and then come January you don't have this big massive credit card bill. So things to factor into your budget would be things like I said before, but also cards. So if you're planning to send out Christmas cards or gift Christmas cards, gift wrap and bows and tape, all that stuff to do with gifts. If you're planning to give gifts and like actual physical gifts, your decor, so if you need to buy any decor or make any decor, plan that out budget-wise. Now you also have to plan that out time-wise if you're doing a DIY, but budget-wise for now. Travel expenses, and sorry guys if I'm looking down, I have this written down so I wouldn't forget what to say to you guys. So travel expenses, if you are planning to travel for the holidays, you need to be out of town to visit family. You want to make those travel arrangements and take into consideration your travel expenses. Any hair appointments that you have to make, haircuts, hairdos, things like that. Any outfits you need to purchase, and then any photos as well. So typically we like to get photos with Santa or photo portraits done of the family around this time of year, and so you want to get that done early. And especially if you're planning to make Christmas cards out of them, you will want to get that done early so that you can and figure out the budget for that so that you can get that going and get it ready early. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the video about Christmas cards. Okay, hopefully you've been saving up all year, putting aside a little bit each month for gifts, or at least for half of the year. But if you haven't, you can still start in September or October. We're now into October. You can start now and just put aside money from each paycheck, and you do go out to the store, you can have that money with you to purchase your items. Okay, so it isn't too late. You can still start now, but just do that so that you're not come December and then having to spend a whole ton of money in December. So for gifts, you want to make a master list of the people you would like to purchase items for. You can, if you're tight on budget and money and you want to save a little, you can limit this to kids. You can maybe decide with the family that this year we'll only buy for kids, and just communicate that. Or maybe you don't decide that as a family, but you can communicate that. That way, if you're a person who feels guilty for getting a gift but you didn't give one to the grown-ups in the family or friends, then you're letting them know ahead of time so that you won't be purchasing for grown-ups, and it kind of helps you out with that guilt. So you can limit it to kids. I would strongly suggest that you communicate that. So when you're making your master list, you're going to include some columns. So you're going to want to put the person's name, obviously. You're going to want to put, do a little bit of research into this now and figure out what's appropriate with the appropriate price. If you've seen it at a particular store and you know you're going to purchase it from that store, you can write it down there. So you're going to have a column for the item, the price, if you know the price, the store that you want to buy it from, if you know the store that you want to buy it from. You're going to also include a column that says if it was purchased, so you can check mark it when you purchase it. So you're going to include a column if the item is wrapped, so you're going to wrap, when you finish wrapping it, you put a check mark. And that's it. So if everything is done, when it's wrapped, everything, you put everything on it, if you wanted to add a card with it, then you can check mark that box and you know you're done. So keeping a master list has helped me in the past so that I can keep track and I know who I have left to buy for and who I'm done with. And it just, even if you know in your head, just visually looking at it and knowing that it's been crossed off your list really does help alleviate a lot of stress. I'll make mention of Black Friday. So a lot of us like to do Black Friday shopping. I'm personally not a Black Friday shopper, but that's just my personal preference, and I don't judge anyone who does Black Friday shopping. I mean, you can get some great deals out there. However, I would strongly suggest that you stick to your list. Arm yourself with your list when you go to the store and stick only to your list. Now, having said that, if you do find something that you think is more appropriate and more better, like more cool for kids or things like that, then you can go ahead and purchase that, but just change it on your list. So that way you're keeping track of it and you know what you've bought and you're not getting confused when you do go back and look at that list. Okay. Now, even if you're not Black Friday shopping, you're just shopping in general, the sales or no sales or Cyber Monday, stick to your list. Try as much as you can to stick to your list, because you made that list for a reason. You did all that research and you put that effort into it to make sure that it's something that you feel that is appropriate for that person. And I would just strongly suggest to stick to your list. Because you've also researched into the prices, and that will totally help you to stay on budget. The next thing I want to say to you guys is consider gift cards. I know a lot of people say it's not creative to buy gift cards and such, but being a big KonMari fan, I can't stress enough, and a Fly Lady fan as well, I can't stress enough the importance of not giving people clutter. So unless you know that that person really would like this and really needs it, or you know that person well enough to know what to get for them, just like that, I would strongly suggest gift cards. Gift cards are a great way to give the gift, and also you won't be breaking the bank because you can stick to whatever budget that you have allotted for that person. And also, just try to make sure, the thing with that is make sure that you're giving gift cards to stores that they actually do visit. They now have things like prepaid MasterCard gift cards and Visa, I think, gift cards. things like that. So you can also give those, which they can use at most any stores. So just stick to something, you know, a store that they would like, and you can't go wrong. So if you know they shop at Walmart all the time, get them a gift card at Walmart. If you know they shop at Home Depot all the time, get them a gift card at Home Depot. Grocery gift cards are great because, you know, everyone needs to buy groceries and eat. Just make sure that you know which grocery store they shop at before you go ahead and do that. Okay? Now for kids, I'll just say one thing about kids. If you are planning to get gift cards for kids, kids usually like to open things. I think we all know that. They really look forward to opening things. Not all kids, I guess, but the ones that I've come across at least, they like to open something. They don't quite, especially if they're younger, they don't quite understand the importance of a gift card yet. So what I would do is buy a small gift that is up on the cool factor, but it doesn't cost a lot of money. You know, an art set or a model kit, or you know, I don't know. When you go to the store, you can see all kinds of things. It could even just be a toy that they like, and then you can couple it with your gift card, so it becomes part of the gift. So they actually have something to open and play with, but at the same time, you have given them something that they can use. You know, it's useful for them. Once you've purchased your gifts, you're happy with your gift, what you've gotten, you can go ahead and wrap those gifts. So you will want to buy your wrapping paper and tape and bows and all that early on, and you have that ready so that as you purchase your gifts, you can wrap them as you go along. So that way, come December, you'll have all your gifts wrapped, or as you purchase your gifts, you'll have them all wrapped, and you're not stuck on Christmas Eve excuse me, or the week of Christmas and wrapping gifts. Write and address your cards, so your Christmas cards. So if you don't have the addresses, I would start from now and start to get the addresses for your friends and family that you want to send your cards to. Now, once you get that, you get all of that, you don't have to wait until you have all of them. You can, as they come in, you can start writing them, or you can write for the ones that you have already. But I would strongly suggest starting at the beginning of November, and because if you have a lot of people to write for, it can get overwhelming if you leave it until the end of November. And the reason why I suggest November is because usually the post office will give you a cutoff date in December, and it's usually sometime in early December. So you want to have that ready for the beginning of December, so when the first week of December hits, you can get out to the post office and mail out all your cards. So I would strongly suggest that in November you get all that sorted out and you get that written little bit by little bit and get them out. So I don't know about you guys, but I do a lot of holiday baking. I do a lot of Christmas cookies. I used to give them out. I don't tend to do that so much anymore, but in the past years I have baked cookies and given them as gifts to neighbors, friends, family, relatives. I've taken them to parties. So I've done a lot of baking. In recent years, it's now more for my family. I like to do that so that I'm not spending the time doing baking throughout December. Try to get your baking done mid to late November if you can. So the way I like to do it is I write my cards, if I am sending out cards, in the beginning of November, the first 2 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks I like spending it on baking, just baking different items. In December is when I tend to do more cakes and different other recipes that I want to try out, and baking with the kids. So some of you guys have to travel It may be far, it may be near, but you might be having to do some traveling. You may have to only factor in gas money and time. Some of you have to travel to a different country, so you have to get plane tickets and or train tickets or bus tickets. Or just start early. Start in September and October to make those plans. Make your arrangements with family or the hotels that, or if you need to book a flight. You want to get that done early. September might actually even be a little late to book an airline flight if that's what you need to do. So you might want to even start earlier than that if you need a flight and a hotel. But if you're just, doing a road trip to wherever you need to go, you can start September, October, and I think you'll be fine. So that's it. I hope you guys found these tips useful. I have found in the past that these tips have helped me tremendously, especially since I have 3 kids. But if you don't have kids or you have less kids than I do, it's still going to help you. It will also help you for sure if you have more kids. So these tips will help you a lot to just let the holidays go a little bit more smoother and to get everything that you want done. So I hope you guys found these tips useful. It will help you to keep your December free to enjoy with your kids, because there's so much going on in December. There are so many events, and it would be nice to take your kids to them. It would be nice to spend time with your kids, even if you don't have anywhere to go or events to go to. You can invite family over, friends over, and just enjoy the whole month. You can also bake, do a lot more time with your kids baking and crafting, or if you're not a crafty person, you can have just set things up for your kids to craft. So there's a lot that's happening that can happen in December, and that does happen in December. And I hope that these tips that I've given you can be useful for you guys. If you find these things useful or anything resonated with you, please give me a like, a thumbs up, and comment down in the comment box below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope that you found this useful enough to subscribe to my channel, because I'd love for you guys to be a part of the Journey to Home Sweet Home family. Until next time, please take care. Start early on your holiday planning. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.